Hi everyone, and welcome to another stream. Today is Friday the 13th, so I'm expecting it to all go Pete Tong. We'll see how we go on. Tonight I'm joined by someone who popped up on my Twitter timeline. So without further ado, I'm going to add John Aziz to the stage. John, hello there. How are you? Can you hear
Hello,
me all right?
Greg. I'm fine. What about you?
Good.
Yeah, I
Yeah, I'm
can.
good. I'm good. I'm good. Tell us a little bit about yourself, John. Where you're from and what you do and that kind of thing. Tell everybody a little bit about who John Aziz is.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. I'm John Aziz. I'm from Egypt, and I'm 22 years old, fresh graduate from computer engineering at Modern Academy for Engineering and Technology. And I have been working at Udacity as a session lead. I don't know if you have heard about it before, but it's an educational service provider for online courses. And that's it, I think. I have been like contributing to the open source for Azure Developer CLI, and that's what we are gonna talk about today. How
Yeah,
you can contribute to.
so I follow Savannah, who's the I think that might be a bit of an echo. I follow Savannah Ostrowski. Hopefully, I
Product
haven't
lead.
said her name wrong. Yeah, she's the product lead for the Azure Developer CLI team. So she was tweeting, "I love open source." I've actually got a tweet here. She said, "I love open source so much," and she said her first Hacktoberfest contribution. I'm just reading the tweet here. PRs are being merged into the Azure Developer CLI repo. Thank you to John, Miss John here, for your numerous PRs. These contributions are so much appreciated. So I thought, brilliant. I like the Azure Developer CLI. I really like open source. I like Hacktoberfest. Willing to learn. So we've got some slides that you want to do, John. Shall we just dive straight into it and just start talking about it all? Shall we do that?
Yeah, let's do that.
Right. Let me just I'll control. I think you can control. I've never done this before, so we're going to try and add slides to the stage. So we'll see how this goes. Are you able to move the slides back and forward? Because I'm not. Are you able to do that?
Yeah, I can.
Right. Okay.
Yeah,
Right. The show is all yours. I'll move us out, and then we'll
that's
just leave
us.
the slides there. Right. Go for it. It's all yours.
Okay, perfect. Yep. Thanks. So thank you again, Greg, for having me. I'm Greg. I'm John, and Gregor is the host for this event. And what are we gonna cover today? We're gonna know what is open source if you're new to it and never heard about it before, and what is specifically Hacktoberfest 2023, and who can participate. Whether you are a developer, you are not a developer, you're someone who knows nothing about coding, you can participate in Hacktoberfest, and stay tuned to know how. And how can you actually contribute to it? And at the end, we will try to tackle one issue from the Azure Developer CLI team. And I don't know if we are going to be able to solve the issue, but we are going to try. But I'm going to just show you how you might take one issue and try to solve it. So let's answer the first question, which is what is open source? Open source is projects that is open for everyone. So it's by the community, from the community, and to the community. So anyone can make a project and make this project an open source project. So people can contribute to it. But normally, what you go and search for on GitHub, GitLab, you're gonna go and you can find like millions of repos. How can you know that this project is an open source project? If you find a contributing.md file inside this project, which tells you how you can contribute to it, then this is an open source project because this project is open for contribution from anyone. So anyone can go and add some information to this project, fix a typo, or even add a new feature to any project that is open source. So that's open source projects. But what about Hacktoberfest? Hacktoberfest is a festival for all the developers from around the world to learn and connect and contribute to open source. It's done by Digital Oceans, and it's an annual event that happens throughout October. That's why it's called Hacktoberfest, because it starts from the 1st of October to the 31st. So who can participate in the Hacktoberfest? Anyone can participate, no boundaries, and no, as I told you, no coding background needed to participate in it. It's virtual, so it doesn't depend on where you are in the world, and you can even add content to it. So this event that we are doing, me and Greg, is considered a contribution to Hacktoberfest. So I can contribute to Hacktoberfest by writing blogs to teach people about something. I can participate in Hacktoberfest by doing events like the event that we are in right now. And I can participate in Hacktoberfest by contributing to open source projects like we are going to do at the end. So it's for everyone all around the world who has access to a PC or laptop and can just do something for everyone to share and enjoy together. So again, who can participate in Hacktoberfest? If you are a maintainer who has an open source project, and this project, you want to make it a part of Hacktoberfest, so differentiate between something here, guys. There is a difference between projects that are a part of Hacktoberfest, which are open source projects, and normal open source projects. So any project can be an open source project, but specific projects are part of Hacktoberfest, which has a tag or topic that says Hacktoberfest on their repository. And you can contribute. So if I don't have a project, but I want to contribute to Hacktoberfest, how can I do it? You can go to anyone who has a project and add some changes to it, modify it somehow. Even if you are a beginner, you can do the non-tech or low-code, no-code contributions, like the sessions, the content, and bar apps is a great example of low-code tools that you can contribute to. How can anyone contribute it? Just register anytime between the 26th of September and the 31st of October. Make a pull request or any type of contribution that we have already spoke about, that for any GitHub or GitLab hosted project that has this topic, which is Hacktoberfest, have 4 contributions. It doesn't have to be 4 pull requests, just 4 contributions accepted. And then the first 50,000 participant will win a tree, which will be planted in their name by the Tree for People Nation, I think that contribution names like that. So how can you contribute again? Go to this link, which is hacktoberfest.com, and click on register now. Once you register, you can go to GitHub. So you can go to github.com/topics/Hacktoberfest, and you can check all of these topics or repositories on GitHub or GitLab that you can contribute to. But someone might ask a very good question here. How can I contribute to something that I don't know anything about? Again, a contribution doesn't have to be an additive feature to the project. You can fix a typo. So someone mistyped a word and you fixed it. This is considered a contribution on Hacktoberfest. And normally, you would go to the issues and you will check. And you can see, as you can see up there, you can see that there are 199 open issues. So there are lots of issues that you can pick and choose from. So maybe I know HTML and CSS, so I can contribute to something that has to do with styles. Maybe I know some code, so I can contribute to a project that is written in Python. So if you go back here, you can see that you can choose the language. So maybe I know Python, for example. So I can pick the repositories that are a part of Hacktoberfest that have Python code inside them. So it's for everyone to contribute to it. And it doesn't even Python projects might have some typos, which you can fix and be a contributor to open source projects. Again, the third step, which is to track your progress. So how can you track your contributions? How can you know I finished Hacktoberfest, I didn't finish? If you go to your profile and let's go to my profile, for example, here, and you scroll all the way down, you can see my progress is 0 out of 4 and 3 waiting. 3 waiting means that I have 3 approved pull requests that are waiting to be reviewed by Hacktoberfest team. And you can see here, I think by the end of this session, I will have my first contribution verified by Hacktoberfest, and I will receive some cool digital swags. So I think, yeah, what do you win from, what are the benefits from participating in something like that? As Gregor mentioned at the beginning, I didn't know Savannah. I did not have any previous contact or connection with her before Hacktoberfest. What happened is that I just took some issues. I took 5 issues I worked on up until now, and I fixed them. So Savannah recognized me as the first non-Microsoft employee contribution or MVP contribution. She told me that they don't get much contributions from people who are not working for Microsoft or professional in the field. So I don't know anything about Go. I don't know anything about AZD. I knew it, I used it before, but I don't know anything about how is it made. How is it actually, how the code is structured? I know nothing. But I took the simplest issues, I started with them. And from there, it was like building up. So I took an issue that I thought it might be harder than the previous one. So I will tackle this one. And so on until now, I can say that I know a little bit about how AZ under the hood. So the benefits is networks and of course exposure. Now I have contact with Savannah, which is the product lead at Microsoft, and you can get the digital swags and stickers online. So before we start the practical part, this.
John, we have a question, if that's all right.
Yeah, go ahead.
I've put it up there. So Shusheta, who's in America. So hi, Shusheta, and hi, Ahmed. Shusheta is asking any specific tips or examples for how non-coders could possibly contribute.
Yes, definitely. There is lots of examples of, again, if you go to participation on Hacktoberfest website, so this is the website, if you write hacktoberfest.com, then open the participation tab. If you scroll all the way down, you can see low code, no code. You can see, I think that's the one that we need. But before it, I think, no, we can't. Okay, so here, this is the low code, no code. Low code, no code contributions means anything that is not related to coding, but it does not mean that it's just written materials. It means that there are some applications that you can build with drag and drop, which are called low code, no code applications. And a very famous example is Power Apps or Power Automate. So again, they say here the low code contributions are technical documentation. Maybe you can write documentation for something like AZD. That's considered a low code, no code contribution. User experience testing. Maybe there is a new product, a new feature that they launched on GitHub and they want someone to test it. So you can do that. You can write a technical blog or tutorial. You can do a session, okay? And there is more, like podcasts, social media, blog posts, video production, graphic design, event organization, talks, presentations. All of this is considered a contribution to Hacktoberfest. Ooh, Savannah is with us.
Hey, Savannah's here.
Yeah, please, Savannah, if you know something that people can contribute to that doesn't require coding in AZD, please tell us. So we, I think, do we have any more questions?
No, but I think you've got at least 3 people here that I can see that are delighted about this and excited to contribute. So I think we should just jump into it. So yeah, let's just give it a go,
Perfect.
because I've not done this either. So I'm going to go on mute. John, I'll maybe ask you questions if any pop up, but yeah,
Yeah,
feel
yeah,
free to
yeah,
keep
yeah.
going. Yeah,
Do ask me questions if you have
yeah,
while I'm making
yeah. Well,
this.
we'll do. Okay. Do you
Okay,
want to share
so
your?
let's.
Do you want to
Yeah,
share your screen, and we'll hopefully bring that up for you.
I'm sharing my entire
Yeah.
screen.
Yeah.
Okay,
Let me just add the stage.
perfect. Now everyone can see everything.
So
Okay, so
yeah, you might need to move the window you've got StreamYard onto a different monitor, or or minimize it.
I
Yeah,
don't
cool.
I don't have a different monitor, so I'm just
See,
gonna have
right,
I'm
cool.
gonna have
I
to
think we're all
try
good.
to not go to it.
Oh, you're doing a great job. Keep going.
Okay, so again, how can you contribute to, for example, AZD CLI as part of HackTober Fest? So the first step is to register, and you have seen how to register. Just click on register now or start hacking. Both will work, and it's gonna load, ask you for some simple questions about yourself, and then you can just that's it. You don't need to do anything else. So you don't have to do a specific thing for it to pick up your contributions. It takes all the pull requests that you do, okay, and it has it there here. You can see all of them. So now, what do we need to do? We need to go to Azure Developer CLI, and we need to go to the issues. And from here, we are gonna search for issues that have the label hacked. This is something that they do at Azure Developer CLI. Others may have all the issues open for contributions, but here they have a specific tag or label for Azure for Hacktoberfest. So I have worked on most of them. So let's pick one that I have not worked on yet. And I have not tried working on this yet. So I may not know how to fix it, but I will show you how to try to do it. So this feature or request says add subscription or region selection to Azure Env refresh. So there is a command, AZD refresh. So there is a command called AZD refresh. And someone is asking, and the person who is asking is Savannah, and Savannah is asking that there is a UX flow issue here. What is the problem? She says that when she creates a new repo using Azure App Spaces, okay, and opens the new repo in code spaces or git clones it, and runs AZD auth login, and then run AZD env refresh, and give it the environment name to pull the environment metadata. What AZD tries to do, or Azure Developer CLI tries to do, is to create a new environment. So I have worked on something like that before in another issue, and I don't know if it merged or not, but I think it's approved. So it was something to do with, but let's not cheat for now. I think it's author. Okay. Let's not try to cheat for now, and check here, this one. This is the one that says approved. We're not gonna try to cheat from here, but this issue is not related to AZD env refresh only. So when you try to execute a command, it automatically creates a new environment. And this is not a one-time thing. It happened before in another command. So I know that this might be repeated. And feel free to open pull requests from other developers, because you might learn something. And I do that to see how they tackle issues and how they work together. And then back to our issue. So it says, when I try to deploy a template from Azure App Spaces, you may not have access to Azure App Spaces. So you may want to choose another issue. But for me, I have access to Azure App Spaces. So if I go to the portal, Azure App Spaces is a service that deploys websites with a click of a button. you choose a template and you click on deploy, and it's gonna build everything. And I don't think it takes much time. But and I think that AZD helped in making this a lot, because AZD is the one responsible for deploying things like that, I think. So this is it says app spaces preview, deploy, start deploying, or choose a template. So I can either choose a GitHub repository, but I don't have one. So let's choose React with this one, okay? So it's gonna ask me to connect to GitHub and choose an organization, and it's gonna create a new repository to host the code inside it. So let's just follow along with it. As you can see, the whole purpose of app spaces is to deploy fully functional, full stack applications with some clicks, okay? So that's the whole point of it. I don't know, where are we now? Okay, so it's deploying the website right now. Now, let me just close these things. Let's see, where are we? This one up. Okay, good. Let's leave this open, and this is our issue. So yeah, the deployment is finished, and I think I should see
John,
the application. Oh, it's still yep.
Just while this is loading, one or two people think that you're my new hero. Just so you know, because the fact you're doing this live, it's amazing. The fact you're doing this live,
Why?
on a stream, because most people would have no idea how to do this. So they're like, "This is brilliant. What could possibly go wrong?"
I think everything, but let's just. Yeah, I want to tell you something. You don't have to test. You don't have to have the fully functional application to test this out. You can trigger this using code. So the same behavior will happen if I do AZD end refresh and I don't have an environment. I think if I go to the code right now, I can know what is creating the environment. But until it's, and that's what we're gonna do actually, until this this one finishes. But to give you like a perspective of what is happening right now, we go to GitHub, and GitHub have just sent me a notification. We can see there is a new repo created on my account, and this repo is called to do Python MongoDB, anything. So this is a fully functional full stack application that has database, it has front end. It's a fully functional application that you can edit to make it work for your own use case. Okay, so I think let's ignore this error and see what is happening here. So refresh in progress, go to advanced view. Let's see what's happening. Okay, so now you know that we have this one, but this is not the important part of what we're gonna do today. So this is the issue. We are back to it. And if we go scroll down, we can see that someone else added some information, which are very helpful, by the way, because I did not understand what Savannah wanted until I read this part, which explained how things are intended to be. And then I said, I would like to work on fixing this. I have not started yet, but I'm just showing interest. So back to our issue, So how can I start? So the first thing is to fork this repo. So I can go to the repository main page and click on fork. And because I already have a fork, okay, it's not gonna fork. So what can I do? I don't think I can do anything, but we can go to my fork. It's gonna tell me to choose an URL. Fork already exists, so let's go to my fork. So that's the first step, to fork the repo to start making some changes. So again, I'm going to go back to GitHub and search for the repo. Where is it? I think it's this one. And as you can see here, I'm 2 commits behind, which means that I need to sync my fork. If you see this is related to GitHub, and I recommend you take a crash course on GitHub, how GitHub works and so on. So you get a better understanding of how everything is how everything is going. But for us, this is an image of the repo, and the original image have been updated. So what do we want to do? We want to sync our image with the original image to update it, and we are not 2 commits behind, we are up to date with the main repo. So now that we are up to date with it, we can click here to create a new branch to work on fixing this issue. So the issue name was, it was a bug, so we're gonna say fix. If it's a feature, we're gonna say feed. And that's just best practice. You don't have to name it a specific thing. Anything will work. So let's just say fix env, I think it was env refresh. I think that's it, yeah. So it's going to tell me that this branch doesn't exist. So let's create a new branch by clicking on this button. And then after this happens, I'm going to click on code, click on local, and get a copy of the repo URL to clone it. And there is a prerequisite for doing this, which is to have you need to have a GitHub account. That is a given, but you need to have GitHub Git CLI installed. So we're just gonna say git clone and then the link of the repo. Have a copy of the online repo on our local device. So now we can make some changes from here and upload it. And there is an option, it's another option, which is open for anyone. You can use GitHub code spaces for free, but it has some limits and it depends on the bandwidth of the internet. And we are doing a live session, so I'm not gonna risk it. So now we're gonna open Azure Dev and we're gonna go to CLI because most of the things happen inside the CLI and it happens inside AZD. So now I'm just gonna open this one and say open with code. And once it's open, I think I had it open, but let's close it. Okay. Once it's open, the first thing I will do is to search for the error using the search feature from VS Code. And this is really helpful. Why? Because I don't know where is everything. I'm a new person trying to work on this project, okay? I think there is a question. How does one see projects that are associated to Hacktoberfest? Again, there is a link you go, which is GitHub, and then go to the topics Hacktoberfest. And again, if we go to Hack here, I think we can find no, we can't. So it's only on the issues. Oh, I'm on my own rep. Sorry. So if we go to Azure Developer CLI repo, we can see the Hacktoberfest topic, I think. Yeah. I hope. Yep, we can. There is Hacktoberfest. So that's how you know that someone or a repository or a project is participating in Hacktoberfest. Now we're going to go back here, and what we have open is a terminal. But this terminal is not any terminal, it's a Git terminal. And we want to change our branch. So let's first display the branches by using the command git branch. It says, okay, it didn't get the other branch. Okay, let's get check out, change our branch to the newly created branch, which was fix and refresh. Okay. And now let's just do a get pull. Not gonna do anything, but let's do it. And the next step is that we get back to the issue again. And where is the issue? I think I closed it. I closed it. Okay, how can I open it again? Okay, let me search for the label again, Hacktoberfest, and go to the one that says refresh, which is this one. And yeah, that's the issue. So now what it's giving Savannah back is does not exist. Would you like to create it? So that's how I tackle issues, guys. So you can see this is the output. So I know where this code is being printed, that's what is being triggered. So how can you, I trace it back. So this is the output. What is giving us this output in the code? How can I know it? By searching for these words, exact words. So the output says environment, and the name of the environment does not exist. Would you like to create it? So we can search for does not exist, does not exist. Okay. And then there is a comma or a dot, a comma. This comma. Would you like to create it? To create it, just create. Okay. So now you can see, guys, that this is in the package in the environment. So that's what's working and giving us this error. So it says load or create interactive. So is this the one being triggered? I don't know. Let's check it and see. Oh, I think it's the get. No, it's load. So this is the manager, okay? And the manager inside the environment means that this is, I think, what manages the environment. I want to tell you something. It's for disclosure. I don't know Go. I don't know Go programming language. I come from a Python background. So I don't know how the code is supposed to be structured. I don't know anything about it. What I know is that there is an error and there is a way to fix this error. How? I'm gonna go online. I'm gonna make an effort and they will help you. They are really helpful on Azure Developer CLI repository. They give me clues and they give me hints and they try to educate me on how to do things the right way. That's why it's a great project to contribute to. So that's the error that is being triggered. And now let's just double check it. That's the error. It's only present here. So this function is being triggered by something. Who is triggering this function? I don't know. So if we search for the load or create interactive, I think it's better if we search for it here. You can see that it is in the CMD, and we can ignore. I think it may be this one, but let's ignore it for now. And it's in the package environment, and it's in the mock manager. Let's ignore this one. Let's go here and see what is happening here. So it's registering the function. That's why I said we should ignore it. So what I try to do is to approach it differently. I know that this command is a CMD command. So if we go back to the folders, I could not find the name or the function that is being triggered directly. Okay. So what do? I do another type of search. So I know that if you check the folders here, there is the app detect, there is the CMD, the docs, the internal, the package, the resources. So most of the changes that I have done were in the package or in the CMD. And the package is, from the name, it's the everything that is powering the CMD. So any function you use inside the CMD, you will find it in the package. So we already found the function that is giving us this error, which is load or create interactive, where we found it in the package. So we want to see where it's used in the CMD. And I know from previous trials on working on this project that if the command is env and something, I'm gonna find it in a folder, sorry, on a file called with the same name of the command. So it's env.go. I'm gonna find it, sorry, the command was env refresh, right? So I'm gonna find it where? In the env folder, in the env file inside the CMD. So let's go to the env file and search for the command refresh. If you search for the command refresh, you will find one function, which is new env refresh. And this new env refresh does what? Okay. It takes an argument. Let's ignore this one because this is not the one that we will be fixing. And this is the one that's running the function. So again, how could I find this? Okay. If the command, the first word in the command is env, then it's in an env file inside the CMD. If it's build, you can find it there. If it's up, you can find it here, and so on. You get the general idea. So it's in the env command. Inside the env command, you can find the functions that are being called when someone types the command refresh. So I'm gonna search for this function. This is the one that is being triggered, and it initializes. I think let's go one by one inside it. So the first thing is when you use the command refresh, it gives you back a message that says refreshing environment and environment name. And then if there is an error from this one, it's gonna return it like here. And if there is an error from this one, it's gonna return an error initializing provisioning manager. So it might be that the get-env name is calling, I think it's calling the load or create env that we were searching for, but let's make sure of that. So how can I do it? I click on control and then I click on get-env name. It's gonna reveal for me that get-env name returns another function called get-env from the environment. So I'm gonna click on the get-env, and I see that get-env has the .env returned, but sometimes this clicking doesn't work. Yani most of the times. So again, we were looking for the get-env. Okay, so it returns what? It returns os.getEnv. So that's the one that we're searching for. So if we go to os.getEnv, now we are inside the OS. So it's not really the one that is creating our error, that is triggering our function. Because why did I say that? You can see the path here, it's for the C. Okay, so we have reached the bottom of it. So this is not the one. So I go back and I check the next one, which is to the initializer. So there is the project manager initializer and the provision manager initializer. Is it you or you? I don't know. Let's check. So the provision manager is an instance from the project manager, but let's go to the initialize directly. So again, we are in the refresh action. Is this one, and get-env name is not the correct one. Maybe the initialize takes the project and returns this one. I think we need to find it. Where are you? project manager initialize. So I think it might be down there. Yep, here. So initialize does what? Initialize calls the service manager and does this, and it initializes a service which we are still in the package, but we are in the project, and we know that no, this is not the correct one. So we are gonna search for, again, initialize here, get from work or service. So again, we have a clue. Where is load or create env is being called? It's being called inside the package / environment. So if we found an initializer that is inside the package / environment, this is the project manager. So I don't think it's gonna. This is the provision manager again. So this is env subset. What does env subset mean? I don't know. So what I think is that we may have missed it. So it says here provision manager. So let's see what it's the env. The env is ef.env. So it's gonna be ef. Yep. There is 2 calls for es.env. So it's calling es.env. Get name, get env name. Get env name is doing what? Es environment go get env name. Get env name. We have already done that, but I'm double checking it. It gets the env name. This is not the correct one, but let's go back here and go back a little bit. And again, it says env and then get the env name. Let's search for it. Maybe. Env name. It's not. So again, what we're doing right now is, I think it's very bad debugging, but I don't know anything. That's why I'm doing it like this. Yani, this is not the only way you can do it, but that's how I do it. So where were we? We have tried this one, but we know that it is ef.env. So it's someone calling them. Maybe the lookup. The lookup is calling the lookup. It's not the one. So how is this happening? I think it should be called. Maybe it's the env manager here. Register a singleton. Okay, this is a function. Okay. Referencing environment. Okay, load or create environment. Is this the one? I don't think so. Yani normally, when I find the function that is giving us the error, and this is the definition of the function, normally yani, that's it. I fix it right away. But we can't, I don't know why, we can't find it. So again, I'm gonna search for the error again. Oh, no, these are tests. Okay. So then, okay, prompting to create an environment. I think that's that's the flow that that Savannah described in the issue. So again, this is the initial message, and then should create. This is the message. We're just putting it in a confirm. I don't know what's the confirm. Prompt user to confirm an operation. Okay, so we are just prompting the user to confirm an operation. And then if we go back here, we can see error loading environment prompting to create environment. So that's what's happening here. It says error. Oh, that's the one. Okay, error loading environment, then the environment name, and then the error, which is, I think, this error, prompting to create an environment. This one, okay. Because Savannah gave it an empty environment. So what I'm thinking of right now is this being used anywhere? And if there is something wrong here, maybe, I think it's this one. Get default environment name. So again, I have no clue now. Right now, I have no clue. I'm gonna go back here and check the one that I contributed to before, which is environment get values. Oh my God. That's the issue with the control and the click. When you search for something, it gives you the wrong things. So here, the root cause for the issue was this one, which creates a new environment. But I don't know if this is the same one that we are working on here or not. Oh, I remember now. I remember what. So while working on this, I tried so hard to trace this error, and it took me 6 hours, I think. It took me a lot of time. And it's the same error, I think. I'm not so sure about this, but it's the same error. If you go here, you can see, I was telling Victor, this is the first one, this is the second one, this is the third one that happens, and then this is the fifth one. And then Victor explained something for me, and that's what I was telling you guys about, that they are really helpful. What did he explain? He explained that whenever we put the environment package, it automatically, I don't know, it automatically does something that creates the environment, but I don't know why it does that. Okay, so does not create an environment. That's what Victor said. Okay, so he said if the env is an input to the action constructor, AZD will create it before calling the action. So what I was doing is that I was going into loops again. I'm not learning. And the issue was not with the code itself, it was with how AZD works. So whenever you include or import a package, the env package, it's gonna create an environment automatically. Okay, so what is the solution that I think Victor proposed here is that we use another package called environment.manager, because it does not create a new environment. Okay, and calling the get method from the manager returns error like AZDEnv select, or if there is an error, it returns the environment which you would use instead of eg.env. Perfect. So that's the solution to this issue too, guys. So where were we? I'm lost again.
John,
So now we're gonna close.
Can I just ask you something? I'm slightly concerned that, like, I don't want to leave you doing this for like hours. Do you want to continue doing this? Do you want me to shut up, or do you want to just kind of talk about this is how you go about it? It's up to you. I don't want to jump in if you're close to thinking of fixing it. What do you think? you want to keep
we're
going with
just
it?
gonna. No. I wasn't gonna go with it again because I
Okay,
think it had enough. So I was just wanna tell people one thing, which is the
sure,
solution, which is to
cool.
remove
Oh,
this
sure.
env1 and use the env manager. So that's how. So this is the env refresh action. So this is what is gonna be run or happen when someone calls the refresh action. So what did I do right now? You see here, I removed the env like Victor told me because it's the one that is creating the environment automatically, this one. And I have to remove it from 3 different places, I think. So I have to remove it from the type and the function and the return. Okay, so let's remove it from the 3 places because we are not going to use it. We are not removing it because we have to, but there are some places that we have to remove it and others we are not going to use it. So now it's going to give us an error because we removed the env. So it doesn't know what is env, but it knows what is env, the name with env manager everywhere. I think it's going to work. But again, the names of the functions are different. So instead of get env name, I think it's going to be another one. Yeah, it's get without get env name. And it takes the CTX and it takes the name in string. I don't know what is this name. So I will have to go and dig deep. What is this string, which is the name? But for now, I think that we are onto something. We have done some progress in fixing the issue. And it may take you hours, but it's because I love doing it. I spend that much time doing this. And before we go, I want to show you something. The application is, I think it's ready. Where can I access it? I think application inside. Where is the app service plan? So I just want to show you the app. I think I opened the app service plan. If we go to GitHub, we can see a link, I think, to the app. Nope. I think it should be here. So go ahead, Greg.
Yeah, no, I think the people were just fascinated by watching you figure out how to fix that, especially when you don't know Go. No, I don't mean that at all. I mean, I was fascinated by that because even I don't know Go, and I'm a coder, and I was a bit like, oh. So there's a couple of cool comments that I wanted to shout out to. So Wallace Breza is basically saying, I give you a lot of credit. This one goes pretty deep into our environment loading process. So good shout out from Wallace there. So thanks for joining, Wallace.
Thanks.
Ahmed's basically saying, I love the thinking process and how you go logically through the problem. That's what I was trying to say. That was fascinating. I love the fact that you spend hours on this. That I really like people who are passionate about stuff like this. This used to be me when I was younger, but I don't seem to spend as much time doing that. But that was absolutely amazing. Like I really enjoyed that. Hopefully, I've answered most of the questions. I think I've went through
we have the app ready now. So this is a to-do app that is powered by Cosmos DB, and it has been done using AZD. And it's in like I don't know when it did finish, but I did not do anything. I was with you. I just clicked on deploy, and everything works. And that's the power of app service. And app service is really cool thing to tackle and try to use.
Definitely.
If there is any more, I think you should stop my share.
No, it's not. I could have let you go in for hours. I just didn't want you to kind of get stuck in the mire of doing that for like hours. That was absolutely brilliant. I think 95% of the people watching this.
And you know what? Yeah, it took me. It took me 2 days to figure out this, and I did not figure it out. Like Victor told me that the env manager is the one who is creating it. Yani it's not something in the code. Sometimes when you import something, it has an initializer and this initializes the environment with things that you don't know about, because I don't know Go, and I don't know the full. I don't have like the manual of AZD. I just go and search for clues, little clues that help me. So,
yeah, kudos to you. That's all I'm going to say. The fact that you want to spend time doing that is fabulous. The fact that you're doing that and doing that on a project like AZ CLI, Developer CLI, brilliant. So awesome. Well done for you. Just before we go, I don't think there's too many other questions, but yeah, I give you a lot of credit as well. So happy days. That was brilliant.
Wallace is with us.
Yeah, Wallace is there. Yeah. Let me just bring up if people want to reach out to you, here's John's Twitter.
Yeah.
That's his Twitter handle. If you want to get him on LinkedIn, you can also get him on LinkedIn there. You've also got a YouTube channel. Good for you. Brilliant.
Yeah.
And I must say, I really do like your GitHub page. Your GitHub page has got a really brilliant GitHub landing page and stuff like that. So brilliant. I've got. It's very. It doesn't matter. It's brilliant. It's really, really good. One thing I would say, that was fascinating, and I'll probably get you on to do, maybe even help me do a couple of them, because I thought that was brilliant. If there's any other questions before we go, please do shout. One last question I've got for you. I run a thing called the Festive Tech Calendar. Well, I say I. There's loads of us do it. I apologize by saying I. So it's a Festive Tech Calendar. So in the month of December, there's a call for speakers where you can do blog posts, you can do videos, you can do any kind of tech contribution. So please fill that in, John. It'd be good if you could do something on open source again. That would be brilliant. Even if you do it live, you can do it with me or whatever. We'll do something in December if you've got some spare time. So anyone who's watching, do any kind of tech, even if it's like, I don't know, anything, any tech at all. We normally have about 3 or 4 sessions per day. Yeah, definitely. Please do fill that in. Thank you for coming on. I'd really like to talk to you a bit more after this about some of that stuff, because that was brilliant. I know it's late at night.
I just want to add something, Greg.
Sure.
Ahmed says, during my English speaking, I was saying يعني very often. يعني means I mean.
Yeah.
Or which means.
Yes. So he picked that up. I wouldn't have picked that up, but yeah. So Ahmed's actually watching from the tomorrow. He's actually from the future. He's living in New Zealand. I think it's New Zealand. I hope I get that right. So he's actually watching you from the future present and doing some bug fixes. So listen, thanks for doing this. I knew about Hacktoberfest. I'd never taken part. Didn't really know where to get started. If anyone still has questions, reach out to me or John, and I'll get John to answer the questions on getting started. Yeah, now Hamid's laughing. Listen, I won't take any more of your time up, John. That was brilliant. Please do look at the Festive Tech Calendar for 2023, and everyone who's watching, please submit. You can submit anything. People do poems, people do videos, people sing songs, believe it or not. Yeah, all sorts of things going on. Yeah, it's really good. It's good fun. It's good fun. Right, John, thank you very much. Pleasure meeting you, and keep doing what you're doing. Love the open source contributions. Brilliant. Thanks again.
Bye.
Let me just end the stream. Just stay there, John.